Hello everyone, this is HoniB, and this video is regarding the completion of the 90 days and 60 days presence meditation journey that my group and I have been taking together. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you for chiming in. Thank you for giving my YouTube channel a big like and also leaving comments on here, as it always helps me and I really deeply appreciate it. So I'm coming on live as today is Friday and it is the 27th of August, and we have 3 more days until this 90 days and 60 days completion. So let me just go over for those of you that are not aware. I started a 30 days presence meditation journey on June 1st, and this was to be the facilitator and the space holder for 22 participants to journey with the alignment of their presence in this 30 days focused energy, where within the first 30 minutes we stay in silence and we get to meet the debris that are within our field, the limitations, the triggers, the pains, the frustrations, whatever it is. And from there, then we get to actually meet them, greet them, be with them, and love them so that we can to slowly detangle. There's a video that I explain the details of that, which I can put at the bottom of this video that you can watch. And then from there, then we connect with our crystalline body and allow our crystalline body, first of all of our organs becoming fully nourished by this crystalline light. And that is already there, feeding the different organs, the body parts, then the different bodies, and finally connecting with Gaia's crystalline particular grid system, the Christ consciousness grid, and her crystalline diamond heart. And from there, then connecting with the presence, the mighty I am presence, in which is our ginormous non-physical expression, part of ourselves. And from there, then draw that and allow that to stream into this temple and allow it to be aligned so that we can be of service into our day for ourselves and others. And along the way, in this 30 days, everything that we experience in our life, how to navigate through it through this great presence. And this was inspired, for those of you that don't know, by my own personal journey, where in January of this past year, 2021, I just had a meltdown. I had a nervous breakdown, panic attack, anxiety attack, and I just had it. I just really had it within myself because my nervous system was so reactionary and I just couldn't tolerate anymore. It was like as if all my bodies were filled with the amount of frustrations and pains and hurts. And so I had to finally have a breakdown. Michael and I took some space apart, and so we can really go into this space. I needed to be in this space and to meet all these real hardcore traumas that were not from now. They had showed up within this now, but they really went back to childhood. So I took off completely. I took off from social media. I took off from everything for the full month of February, and I was in this space of silence about 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 hours a day. And this has been my journal, every day writing in it what showed up, lots and lots of tears, lots of crying, meeting the little honey, meeting the teenager honey, meeting the adult honey, meeting my elder honey, and just move through this, finally all these areas that I would say that I had partially avoided because it was just too painful. And anyway, it was just time. So I went through it then in March, all the way through April, and in May, and by the end of May, by the 6 months, I had really seen the transformation that had taken place in me. And my guidance, my higher team asked to go ahead and make this available for others. So that's what the 30 days presence meditation journey was that we started in June with 22 participants. And I navigated in showing them exactly the step-by-step process that I had gone through, and allowing these limitations or the hurts or the traumas to untangle out of the physical body, so they begin to untangle out of the emotional, mental, etheric body, so the field becomes very clear and it becomes truly clear, so this Christ light can radiate easily without these blockages blocking the light, because our only job is to be light, and that's it. Everything else will do its job. So the focus became really, really inward. In the 6 months, I didn't do any sessions for anybody. I just really took off. It was really time for me, and I knew that 4 years earlier. So having said that, also being in a divine union with Michael, we went through so much, and he also took part of this presence meditation journey, which had been amazing, which many of you that are watching took part. So I wanted to just make this video for those who are not familiar, and those of you that have been taking part this past first 30 days, then onto 60 days, and then onto 90 days. So I'll pick it up from here. The first group took part in 30 days, and they could really see the transformation taking place, just as I saw within myself. Then they wanted to go longer, and I was hoping this would go to 90 days, because if you can be in this 1 hour every day, gift yourself the highest gift you can, meet your own limitation, access your own divine empowerment without relying on others, you really are accessing your supreme highest self, which is your presence. And nobody can really do it for you than yourself, because you are perfectly created to handle all of this and be able to go through it and be a living carrier of this crystalline Christ light, merged in the feminine and masculine Christ as a living presence of this frequency. So it is something to speak of it. There's another thing to really go through it. And as we have 3 more days till we really graduate from this 90 days, some of the individuals that we started June 1st went into 60 days, and some of them have stayed on till 90 days. So first and most importantly, I really want to express my deepest gratitude for those who felt the call to come journey and experience and really gift themselves this gift. I am devoted, I am disciplined, and I have been trained very strictly with Master Emmanuel in being able to carry this first ray of light, which is the blue ray of life, as a blue ray in the discipline, and be able to allow God's will to be my will, and to help others to replace their will, the human will, with the divine will. But that requires strong discipline, devotion, determination, this commitment. So going into it, I knew it wasn't for many people, but it was for those who were really, really willing, and they really wanted to develop this muscle. And experiencing this as a facilitator, I knew my job is just to be the facilitator of this vibration in a very safe space in our Facebook private group, and allow individuals to be very vulnerable, to share the most intimate experiences, and allow themselves to move through it just as I had. So even though I had done this 6 months earlier, then took part as a facilitator for the group and the space holder, but I was also a participant, which was very important to then, with the group experience, we all go through it. And I'm so grateful. I'm so touched. I am so incredibly blessed to have experienced this every single morning for almost 90 days. Today is day 87. Showing up every day, doesn't matter what's going on, doesn't matter if my mom went back into emergency room, doesn't matter if the car got towed, doesn't matter, like chaos, still showing up every morning, be the space holder, be the facilitator to assist individuals navigate what the things that show up in their field, to help them navigate the way I was blessed enough to navigate myself, to really just show this way, and then strengthen the bodies with this crystalline light and allow the presence to come in, and watch the signal within vibration shift from the old programming, conditioning, trauma that was signaling, which co-created our reality, to the shift of the signal inside in its alignment with the divine, literally seeing the change in our reality consciously. And it's been honestly an honor to be a witness to my partner's transformation, every single person that took part in this, and just to be a witness, including the ones that called in to do private sessions, because some couldn't take part in this 30 days or 60 days, but they wanted a private session, how to do this. So I've been facilitating that also in this 2 hours, to help them learn how to do this so they can do it on their own. So in this video, I wanted to give a little overview, brief on that, how that has been. And I don't know if any of you have ever made a commitment publicly to take on a sort of like a devotion like this. And for me, in 3 days, this completes in 90 days. It's truly, I don't want to say accomplishment, it is truly a blessing from a place of an inspired impulse from my heart to be of service to others. So to really embrace and rejoice in their freedom, liberation, the way I have experienced true transformation that is now in this liberation, which I've been able to witness in several others. And I wanted to just go over a couple of things with you. I wrote a few things regarding the noticeable changes in me. Like, I am a transformed individual because I can see my response to things are different than the way they were in the past. In this, since today's day 212 that I've been doing this every single day, and by the time we finish on Monday, it will be day 215. And I'll be continuing this because one of the things that I really discovered, I would never want to put this down. With group or without group, this will continue. However, I do feel blessed that several of the individuals within this group that took part, we're going to take off September, October, November to do it on our own, and December go another 30 days, be together and strengthen those muscles again before we go into 2022. Because it's amazing. Imagine when you're not reactive anymore. Imagine when you're meeting the triggers. They're no longer triggers, they're treasures, and you get to really meet them. You don't get to just bypass them. You don't get to just handle them in mental body. It really has to work its way through emotional body and all the way down to the cells, mitochondria in your physical body. So it becomes a true transformation, and you're not giving this to any other practitioner to do it for you. You are empowering yourself to do this for you, because you're the one who's capable, because it's been gifted and granted to you, because the mighty presence is your non-physical you, which is the largest portion of you. So you already been granted everything. Why not take the power yourself, the true divine power, and be a witness to that, consciously co-create a very different reality? So I wanted to just go over a couple of things with you, the really gifts that I have witnessed that have transformed within me these past 9 months. It will be, well, end of 8 months would be. So I wrote I wrote this. I am for sure more patient, not just with myself, but also with Michael, with my mom, with my papa, with my brother and my sons, even with other things. Definitely I have witnessed, wow, my patience has really grown as a direct result of this. I am more softer and kinder, for sure. I'm so much nicer. I was, but I'm really much kinder and nicer. I'm easily even more happier. That's for sure. It's much easier to be in this natural state of happiness, because things don't sit in my field, they don't bother. There's a tool to be able to navigate it every single day, to allow the presence to live through my vessel. I also wrote that I'm a lot more in charge when triggers show up, for sure, and navigate so much better. Definitely. So when triggers, like last night in the middle of the night, we had this big, almost like shotgun, some kind of gunshot sound. It was so rattling, woke us up with a blinding light. We didn't know what it was, but I didn't have that emotional wreck at all. So I handled the trigger with so much more ease and peace. I didn't have to create it. I was able to vibrate with that much better. I wrote also, I'm more trusting in unknown and totally okay with not knowing. This is very important, because I've always been more of a person that trusts unknown. However, I've had more hope, and I've noticed that I've moved away from hope to trust. Trust in whatever it is and whatever will happen, not question it. And that seems to be very strong, in that this is truly part of the divine plan. So I don't have this sort of like, it's just much more anchored and grounded. I'm even more clear in my communication in a totally crystal essence. For sure, my level of communication are much more crystal, crisp, and to the point. And this is quite a bit of liberation, because I can speak from my heart so easily and express it, and I don't have to be concerned how it will be received, as I trust it will be received because I'm speaking from my heart. I'm seeing my outer world opening up even more in ease, peace, joy, as a direct result of my daily inner alignment. This is 100%. Each that I've been sitting here, sort of like clearing this house of God, this debris, these areas of, let's just say, hurt, pains, whatever that would show up, that would take place, an incident in daily life that would trigger these come up. I was able to then meet with them and meet my little honey in the past that had experienced this, and be able to then free herself, free my adult self, free that energy in my body, is allowed to untangle, so I can feel that space inside, which was the result of this liberation. Truly a miraculous, wonderful gift, I have to say. I move through situations less reactive. I mentioned that. I'm experiencing more of authentic, pure love from loving universe in many collaborative ways. Absolutely, this has been even more the generosity of the loving universe and its collaborative components. The more I've been doing this, the more I've been witness to the truly daily miracle of even more greater hands, more support, more love, more kindness, more beauty, more like overflowing of that. And it really is a testament of when you clear these, you meet the limited part of you and you hug that limited part of you, and the limited part of you becomes liberated. How it changes on the outer field, and your friendships change. Again, everything keeps changing, and even the ones that were part of your life that had let's say they were more rigid, tighter, they began to soften up. It is the ripples of it is quite amazing. I'm seeing, feeling, sensing less and even less resistance inside of me. And I'm for sure less judging and more understanding. This is very interesting because I've noticed through this, I am for sure less judgmental. I'm catching my words. I'm really noticing, and I'm somehow have more compassion to why individuals make the choices they do, and it's much more gentler in my system. And also I can see anything that comes up that I feel a slight resistance, I'm able to meet with it and allow the resistances to break down. And these are just some of the incredible true transformational changes that I've seen within myself, and again I've been able to be blessed to see in others. And for my group, for those of you who took part, I really would love to hear from you. If you would make a comment on this YouTube channel, just like this, what true transformation have you noticed within 30 days, the 60 days, or this 90 days that you have taken? What can you really share? What is the value of this? I do have some of the questions that I will post for you that you can answer from there, and anything else that you really feel guided to share from your heart would be deeply appreciated. Now, I would really be honored if on Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow and next day, on our Facebook private page, you do a live video in answering the question, and anything you want to share would be so great. And for those of you that want to write it there, and also make the comments here. All of you make your comments here. So this would be for others that have not experienced this, that they can be a witness to your testament. And also anybody that wasn't able to take part in this, it's never late. You can reach me directly at HoniB, HONIB 1111 at gmail.com, and I'll walk you through. I'll set up a private 2-hour session with you, and I'll help you, show you how to do this, so you can go on your own and do this to experience it. But again, you gotta be very devoted, determined, inspired, and truly disciplined. You want to allow the greater part of you be in charge rather than your limited human self. For those of you who've been part of the journey, once again, I'll send you a private Zoom link for Monday. So we have our last meditation on Monday together. And also, I'm going to go ahead and keep the page, the Facebook private page, open. So at the end of September, we'll check in with you. At the end of October, we'll check in with you. At the end of November, we check in with you. And then we'll go together 30 days for those of you that want to take part. And anything that comes up in between that you the the highlights for me in this 3 months was several. One was in June when my car was towed, and that experience of the trauma of when my dad had died, that showed up in me, and I was able to move through it, and you got to see that. I also, one of the other highlights was when my neck and shoulder was really tight, and Michael got to work on me, and I was able to, I haven't done a channeling transmediumship in a while, and I was able to move into a body of an extraterrestrial being that was trapped, and spoke in that language to Michael, and Michael was able to free him as this was freed in my neck and shoulder. That was quite a bit of a highlight, because it allowed my body to become free, and I haven't really had those neck or head pains from there. The other part was my mom going back to the hospital with seizure, and how I was able to be so calm in that, and meet the triggers of the past times she'd gone to the hospital. The big one was, of course, the house being sold, the packing, the moving, the sale, my brother coming, and all the chaos with the closing, and my gosh, just so much we went through. So it's been amazing. I feel the appreciation I have for myself is, no matter what, every morning I still showed up every single morning for me and the group, and I was able to access the presence, be the greater space holder for all of us, and particularly this last month, allow the presence to radiate to Gaia and all humanity. And I feel that's quite a beautiful taste that I got in this experience together with everybody else, and our presence coming together, and what a value this is when we have a group that's so clean in vibration, so sacred, so just it's really built on a foundation of pure love, so that we can go through our transformation and be a witness to each other, because we really are one, and the support that can be given to one another. So for that, I'm so grateful to every single person that took part and contributed their part in being open and being very receptive in receiving, and being able to give themselves permission to go through and navigate and open up. And I feel forever we're changed, and I'm very excited to hear about your experience, and for others that get to watch the video, read about it, and if they're inspired, I'm honored to be of service to you. I'm really grateful to wrap this up on Monday, as then Tuesday is my son's 21st birthday, and it's like my own birthday, and it's such a celebration, and I will be continuing. And I'm very grateful also to my beloved partner Michael. He did this, though it's very hard for him. 6:30, he met so many different challenges and debris and limitations. Trigger came up, and he had unleashed several of them. So he gave us the opportunity as a couple to go through it and speak through it publicly, and to be living example of what takes place, how much these triggers from the traumas of the past have had a hold over us, and how they'll continue if you don't meet with them and really allow the true healing take place. So I'm very, very grateful. I look forward to your responses. What a humble experience. Just what a humble experience. And I feel I have not the proper words to capture this. I'm most likely going to be crying more on Monday when we finish the 90 days and the official 60 days, and I will continue to carry you in my heart as one presence, as one living Christ-like presence, and regroup back in December and just watch this muscle that has become so strong in being able to handle whatever comes on its path with such profound, true groundedness, energy, grounded in Gaia's new earth, and co-creating a reality that is based on this vibration, not the vibration of the past. So I humbly embrace you, and I thank you, and I love you, and I'm honored to be of service to you after September. For anybody else that wants to experience this, however, it will not be in a group format, but it will be individually, and you can always email me. And please share anything else that I have not covered here. I'm grateful for Facebook, having a private page. I'm grateful for everybody that came on live on video. I'm grateful for everybody that made their comments, didn't come on live, but they were still able to share, and they broke through their own resistance. I'm grateful for the few of you that were that decided to do individual private session with me so I can navigate you. And I feel one of the most powerful thing is that one of the love gift offerings I received was in the format of a cryptocurrency, which is amazing. So that door opened of a cryptocurrency, blessings coming my way during this as well, which is so incredible as a result of this exchange of light. So very grateful. I love you all so much, and I look forward to really reading all your comments on this YouTube channel here, and also watching your video Saturday and Sunday on our Facebook private page, and being with you live on Monday on Zoom. It's going to be really amazing. And what a Zoom graduation celebration we will have with each other. What a blessing that on a soul plane we got to journey, really journey with each other. And I love to know how you felt about me as a facilitator. At the end, if you want to include that, what was that like for you? So have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Life is so precious. Life is so sacred. And there's so much joy to be embraced by the presence. Thank you, everyone.